All right, we've started recording. This is Aramaic Neophytes. Today it's myself, it's O'Shea, it's Jonathan, and we are working through Basics of Biblical Aramaic by my old friend Pelt. Not the most exciting book in the world, but it's getting the job done, I guess. We have, at least Jonathan and also Doug had it, and myself, we got this Biblical Aramaic Reader and Handbook, fantastic textbook. I think this is going to be helping me way more than the grammar will. Let me turn the beeps off on my phone because I keep getting messages. All right, that's done. All right, so we are in chapter 13 this week, which deals with the beginning of the verb system. Last week we looked at a general introduction to the verbal system, and this week we looked at the Peal Perfect, that is corresponding to the Kal, or to the Pa'al. So it's pretty straightforward, I believe. We're going to go ahead and take a look at it. I'm opening the PowerPoint right now. And here we are. Aramaic Neophytes. And next page we'll see chapter 13. I've dropped the numbers game that I was doing because most of the numbers are not attested in biblical Hebrew, and it's hard to them because it's hard to find them. Anyway, so we're looking at the Peal Perfect, chapter 13, Basics of Biblical Aramaic. First thing we're going to do is lovely comparisons, because it makes things easier when we can compare them to things we already know. So to look at the forms of the Aramaic Peal when compared with the Hebrew Pa'al. A quick comparison. Aramaic is on the right, Hebrew is on the left. You should know that just by looking at it. So in Hebrew, of course, this is to explain the arrangement. What I've done, I put how I design tables for verbs. I put the top, the first person. The first person, it's common. If it's in the middle, it's common. It means masculine and feminine together. If it's on the right, then it's masculine. If it's on the left, it's feminine. I don't know if that's genderist or sexist or what, but I do have to separate because that's how the language works. Also in Aramaic over here, I've done the same thing where we've got the first person singular on the top, then we've got the second person masculine singular, second person feminine singular, and so on, third person. And then at the bottom, we start with, again, the first person common plural, and then masculine on the right and feminine on the right, or on the left, second and third person. So let's look through them. We know katavti. Katavti in Hebrew, I wrote. In Aramaic, kitvet. Kitvet is I wrote, where we've got the 8th ending, and this E, the chirik, is created by the presence of two reduced vowels. That is, we would have shva here and shva here, and the two shvas reduced to chirik, and we've got kitvet. Same thing is going to happen in the feminine third person, where we have kitvat. Kitvat, kitvet. So if we had the verb shmal, I don't know if it exists in Aramaic, but let's say it did. If we had I kept, how would you use this vowel pattern with the root shomal? What do you think, O'Shea?
Shimret.
And shimret would mean?
I guarded.
I guarded, I kept, I have kept, I have watched, all of that thesaurus of meaning, right? Great. So we have this katavt, excuse me. I say katavta because actually in the Bible it appears like this, katavta. There are, according to the book, 22 out of 27 instances have the ending, where standard Aramaic outside of the Bible doesn't have the It's not katavta, it's kataft. Standard Aramaic outside the Bible. But 81% of our instances in the Bible have the ending, just like in Hebrew, katavta. So we're going to kind of be used to that by the time we're finished reading the Bible. Katavti is the feminine, second person. We will recognize that in Hebrew, when we have the personal suffixes added for the feminine, the second person feminine singular, it actually has that E ending. And it does look like this even in Hebrew when there are suffixes added. Right? We've got katav like katav, kitvat like kitvet. Kitvat is she wrote. Kitavnu, or kitavna, we've already talked about this ending na, like a nachna, kitavna. Okay. Kitavtun, we've got the u and the a for the second person feminine. Kitavten. Kitavu, this appears several times in the book of Ezra. Kitavu, they wrote. Notice that in Hebrew, katvu is used for masculine and feminine. It's a common gender. In Aramaic, there is a separation. Kitavu, they wrote if they're masculine, and kitava, they wrote they're feminine. That looks like feminine singular, but it is indeed feminine plural, third person. How are we doing on that? All good? Yeah? All right. Verbs we've already seen. These are verbs that we've run across just in Daniel chapter 7 until this point what we've been reading. Okay, what is this verb here? Just identify the person, number, gender. Person, gender, number. PGN. What do you think, Jonathan? What's that? These are all pale verbs, by the way.
Third masculine singular, isn't it?
Third masculine singular, exactly. And it corresponds to Hebrew chaza that has the full vowel on the first syllable. One signature indication that we're talking about a pale verb is that first syllable is reduced, whereas in Hebrew it's long. Right? What's that, Hosea? We just went through this verb.
Ketav. Third masculine singular.
What is it? What's like person, number, and gender? Person, gender, number.
Third person masculine singular. He wrote.
He said that already, but
Yeah. And this one, amal, is the same, third masculine singular. These are just verbs that we've run into so far. According to what we learned, what we looked at in that chart, what would the ending of this one be? What do you think? Silkat. Is that masculine or feminine, first person, third person? What do we have going on? What do you think, Jose?
It's the at. That's the ending. At.
What's the number? Identify.
At. Feminine. But I don't remember. I don't remember the ano.
it's third feminine singular.
Number.
Third
Third
feminine singular.
feminine
Third
singular.
feminine singular,
Yeah.
silkat. This word slak means come out of something. In Hebrew, we use it in the Peel to mean throw out. We throw someone out. Sileko, we threw them out. So if it were I came out, it would be silket. Silket. I came out. That's the. What's that one, Jonathan?
Is this third feminine singular as well?
What's the difference between third feminine singular and first common?
Oh,
singular?
is it a plural?
No.
Oh, well, I don't know then.
Think about the first one. Silket or silkat is feminine, but silket would be I came out. Silket.
Oh yeah. So I
The
was.
I was, yeah. Third common singular. We've seen this a
Okay.
lot in Daniel where he says, Chazeh havet. I was watching or I was seeing. And then this last one, Yativ, we think about the shin and taf interplaying. It's like yashav in Hebrew. Yashav. So Yativ means he sat. Yashav. And it's third person masculine singular. Okay. Some verbs exhibit a chirik or tsere instead of the regular kata. Okay, so that's what we're saying here. What about this one? Hosea, what do you think? You went over silkat already. What is this? Silkat?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Oh,
What do you think? It's kind of
long
a trick
A.
question.
Yeah, it's a long A.
Short and long, yeah. Do you think it has the same meaning, a different meaning?
Silkat. I don't know. Wait.
Jonathan, you got
The same?
answer, right?
The same? The same? 3FS?
Yeah, it's 3FS.
Pause.
Okay.
Right?
So pause again. pausal forms.
Yeah, remember that when words are in pause, there's often a lengthening from short to long vowel.
Okay.
It's the same word, same form. It's just that this vowel is lengthened because where I pulled it from, it was in pause. Okay.
Okay.
Jonathan, can you tell us anything about this one? Do you know this verb?
Mhm.
The verb is
Uh,
normally
to-
yahab.
Oh, yeah.
Yahab appears in Hebrew with the form hava, like hava nagila, hava nivne, hava come. Or in Hebrew it means come, but literally it means give.
All right.
What do you think's going on with the E vowel right there? Like we got here the heave, and now we have the
It's
heave.
a
Do you
it's
think
a it's a stative verb.
you would think so, right? It
Yeah, I
looks
guess it doesn't.
exactly like this, but
Yeah.
it's actually this is passive. This one. We're gonna go
That's
over
a
this one later.
Passive.
tricky. That's
Yeah,
what I was gonna say, but we hadn't had the passive yet, so I thought
yeah.
that it wasn't.
So normally you have is he gave, you have, and you heave is it was given or he was given.
Jason is tricksy and false.
That's true. My precious. Topic in that scenario.
Yeah.
All right, so Yativ, he sat down. According to Rosenthal's Grammar of Biblical Aramaic, in addition to the Pe'il or Pe'el, okay, that's Pe'el and Pe'il, I wonder what it says in addition to. I don't know, maybe I would type this wrong, but anyway, Sagid means prostrated himself, bowed down. It's the same form, it's like Yativ, okay? A lot of these stated verbs have an E vowel or an A vowel in the second syllable. So shlim
Actually,
is like you would think shlam, but shlim was completed. Shlet had power from, sultan, the power, dominion. When it's in the plural, it goes back to E and it's shlitu. They had power. Shlet, shlitu. So for the third feminine singular, besides tikvat, okay, tikvat, you can see that that's the this word tikif means was strong. So tikvat is the feminine, three of S, right? We find betelat, okay, betelat, where we actually have a vowel in that second syllable right there, and we don't have the resolution of those two shvas together. So this word telat actually appears in the book of Ezra about the work of the temple stopping. So it's like stopping or being idle. The vocalization of
yeah.
talat
Metalat.
corresponds to what in later Jewish Aramaic is the normal vocalization of the third feminine singular. So it's either pe'alat or pe'elat. So betelat or betalat have the same meaning. In other words, betelat is the same as betalat. You might find this form or that form. It's the way that stated verbs take the third feminine singular. Okay?
Okay.
Instead of bitlat, it's betelat. It's how stated verbs work. Okay? Next, we see thematic vowels. This is really what we're thinking of whenever we think of yativ. So there are verbs like ktav, he wrote, that have a class vowel in the tone syllable. And there are others like sgid, he bowed down, and she'el, he asked or inquired, that show an I quality vowel. It's E or A in that syllable. So John's is a short grammar of biblical Hebrew on page 20 categorizes them generally as stative verbs. But Ben Pelt actually shows at the bottom of page 83 that, well, some of them are stative, there are others that are not, that actually do show action, like sitting, worshiping, and asking. So I don't know that asking is really an action, but it is, you can ask a question, you can ask a person, it's not just a stative verb. So these must simply be learned as you encounter them. Notice the verb yahav that we mentioned before, he gave, and its passive yahiv, it was given. The latter, this one, yahiv, the passive, appears twice in Daniel chapter 7 without the yod. That's why I gave it before, because we encountered in Daniel chapter 7, which is what we're reading. All right, so parsing. I'm not going to go over the weak verbs because I figure if you know how weak verbs work in Hebrew, you're not going to have too much of trouble with them in Aramaic. And he just presents a lot of work, a lot of material. Essentially, gutturals prefer khataf, like khataf vowels instead of regular shva. Biconsonantal verbs, that is, ones that are weak verbs that have u or e in the middle, will drop. Like in Hebrew, lasim becomes sam. We're also going to see that lakum becomes kam. Not anything odd. There are geminate verbs like al, meaning he went in, he entered. That in the feminine will actually show the gemination alat with two lamed. You can see it on page 84 at the bottom. The rest of it is pretty well straightforward. Just the third hey might be a little weird. Let's see. Not too much to worry about. When you read, you'll basically recognize the forms, I think. All right, perfect use is the same as in Hebrew. That is, it's generally past tense, can be translated English, simple past or perfect. And Aramaic takes object suffixes like Hebrew does. We're not going to go over them. We'll just meet them when we see them. So page 89 in the textbook has a parsing exercise, and that's what we're going to go over. This depends on knowing the vocabulary from page 88, which is just verbal. Okay, so here we go. Parse the following. When we're parsing, we're going to look for the stem. That is, in this case, all of them are pe'al. So we don't need to be creative with the stem. We're going to look at the conjugation. That is perfect or imperfect or whatever it is. But in this case, all of them are perfect because it's all we're covering. PGN, person, gender, number, that we already went over. The lexical form, how you find it in a dictionary. And a gloss, a basic English translation that covers the meaning of the word. All right, so we'll just go, Jonathan, share me.
Singular from Amar. He said.
Great. Pay attention to the word presto. It's not amaru, but amaru.
Amaru, okay. Amaru. So you have here third person, masculine plural. They said.
The order should be peal perfect, and then
Peal, okay, sorry. Peal perfect. And then the third masculine plural, lexical form, amar, gloss, they said.
Fantastic. Number 3, amarna. Amarna is also peal perfect. It's first common plural, lexical form amar, meaning we said or we have said. Jonathan, it's your turn.
Amrate. Pe'al perfect, the first common singular from Amar, I said.
So, hava, stem, peal perfect, conjugation, third person, masculine, singular, lexical form, hava, to live.
Not live, to be.
To be, okay, to be, sorry.
Yeah, like haya, because
Haya.
yods were originally vav, so it goes back.
To be form, yes.
Just so you know, on page 85, he does look at some of the forms of these third hey verbs. Third hey, third vav, whatever you call them. So, like chazet, I saw, havet, I was, svit, I desired. We've got havat, she was, havat. Okay, hava, he was. We've got you saw, chazaita, and you were, havaita, and you became great, Levite. Excuse me. It's odd.
Levite.
Let's see. We've got the Menu and Be'enu. We sought and we threw. Yeah. Notice in the third hey when it drops and in the third person masculine plural, it becomes O, not who. So Beno means they built rather than Banu. Banu in Hebrew, Beno in Aramaic. All right, to go. Number 6. Havet. That's the 8th ending. It's I. I was. Number 7.
8 ending.
Havaita.
Yes.
Ending.
Oh, what did I say? Where should it be?
You were right, but I didn't mark it.
Oh, okay. And then it's a third feminine singular from Hava to be she was. Is that right? No, you're shaking your head. It's second masculine singular, just like Hebrew. I was thinking, wasn't there a alternative form for the third masculine singular he said was more common?
The second masculine singular, yes. That it normally would appear without the ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, with the ah, I think that was the more common.
Well, I mean,
Right.
more commonly, I mean, outside of the Bible. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Havo. Peal. Peal Perfect. Conjugation. Third masculine plural. Lexical form. Hava. Gloss. They were. They were.
Number 9, Yahav is Peal Perfect, third masculine singular from Yahav, meaning he gave.
He gave.
Number 10.
Yahavu. Is that third masculine plural? I think it might be different.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
third
third
masculine singular. Or plural, yeah. So they gave.
They gave.
Pale Perfect, third masculine plural, they gave.
Yeah. You have 2ms. PL Perfect. Second masculine singular. But this appears as you have ta as well. Is that the book was saying.
Yeah,
And then lexical.
I think they want to give you forms that have the ta and that have the t.
Okay.
Recognize that this is not feminine, whereas in Hebrew this would be feminine form.
Yeah. So lexical form is you have. You gave. You gave.
You gave it. Great. All right. Next is fuck.
What's the gloss of that?
That's not funny.
Nafak. I don't.
In Daniel chapter 9, it said nafek. Nafek is the participle of coming out.
So this is to
so
come out.
Pe'al, perfect, third masculine singular from nefak, meaning he came out. Like yatsa.
Yatsa.
Nafaka. Pale, perfect, not second masculine singular. Crap. Oh,
what's it look like if it were Hebrew?
Well, it would be a third feminine singular, but it isn't here.
Right.
It's
in Aramaic,
is it the third person plural?
Third feminine plural, yeah.
Feminine plural, yeah. So they went out.
Yeah, they went out.
It's my turn pala. Nefachu, This one is the
But
third.
that's not ku. That's
Ah,
ku. Nefaku.
And
Nefaku.
accent on it. Yeah, there you go.
Nefaku.
Mhm.
Nefaku.
Just coup, yeah.
Nefaku. Stem, Peal Perfect, conjugation, third person, masculine, plural. Lexical form, nafak, ne, gloss, they, uh, they, they gave. They went
Nefaku
out.
is
They went out.
one.
They went out. They came out.
It's interesting because most people in the world have trouble pronouncing kha, but they can pronounce ka very easily, like nafak. But you have trouble pronouncing ka. That's interesting.
Sorry.
My Spanish kids had a real
Nafak.
problem pronouncing the H.
H.
So it was
Yeah,
always
there's no H in English.
chabayit. And I had a really real trouble getting him to distinguish between the hey and the chet.
Well, it's very convenient for them that in modern Hebrew we don't pronounce the hey really. So,
Right. But that's not the way I taught them. I should have taught them that.
so number 15, be'e. Be'e is it's an I thematic, an I quality thematic vowel, and it means he sought. It's the Peal Perfect, third
Mm.
masculine singular, from be'e, meaning he sought. Maybe requested. Number 16. Jonathan.
But oh, it's pale perfect third masculine plural, right? I think from ba'a,
Be'e.
but a, and it means I don't know. Oh, well, you just did it. He sought. They sought.
They sought. Yeah. Number 17.
17. There. Be'ena. Be'ena. This is the first common plural. Peal Perfect, first common plural. We sought. Be'e. 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 We sought.
Number 18. Al.
What's
Al
that?
looks, as a Hebrew speaker,
Go
it makes you feel like up, right? But that's not what
Yeah.
it means. Al is actually from Ein Lamed Lamed. It's genitive. Geminate root. So
Geminate.
it's Pe'al, perfect, third masculine singular, from Al, which is Ein Lamed Lamed.
Also
And
called a double ion verb or a 2-3 verb.
I assume that means he went in, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
Yes.
he entered. He went in. Okay.
Calm. Is that a part? That's not a participle. Oh. Is it middle week like kum?
It is. I don't know if it's a participle. It might be. I don't know what the middle week participle looks like in Aramaic yet. But it's certainly perfect.
Where does he cover middle weeks? Oh, here we go.
It's not any different. It's not difficult. Like this is
just a pale perfect third masculine singular.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's exactly like Hebrew. Like he arose, right? Number 20.
Kamu.
Kamu.
Kamu. Kamu. Third, stem, Peal Perfect, conjugation, Peal Perfect, and then PGN. Third person, masculine plural. They rose.
Or they got up, right?
They got
21. The root in Hebrew would be sin yod mem. I don't know what the middle. I don't know how to do infinitives in Aramaic. Anyway, the Peal Perfect third masculine singular, sim or some, meaning he put or placed. If it's with a decree, like ta'am, if it says ta'am, some ta'am, it means you made a decree. Number 22.
Shamu. Call or Peal Perfect. Third masculine plural from Sheem? Shum.
It's not sh.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's got to be from seam again. Right?
Meaning?
They put.
Great. Number 23. You get a trouble.
Summit. Summit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Summit.
no.
Look at the accent. The accent? Summit.
Summit. Okay. Summit.
Mm-hmm.
First, this is I because the it. First common singular, but I don't know. It's also from sim. Okay.
Yeah, it's also from sim.
First common singular. I bring.
I put.
I put.
And sometimes is Peal Perfect third or second masculine singular, meaning you put, also from sim. All right, now we got the fun stuff. Now it's translations. We've got translation exercises from page 90. There
90.
are 15 of these babies.
Okay.
15 of these babies. So, Jonathan, you're the first up. You feel like doing this? This is the line from Jeremiah. Remember, he said, gods who did not make heaven and earth, whatever it was. Jeremiah chapter 10, I think, verse 11. Let's see. You remember this verse? Ela hayad ishmaya v'alcha vadu yevadu me'alcha mintchot shmaya ele. That's Jeremiah 10:11. A single verse in Aramaic in the book of Jeremiah, and this is from it. Does it look familiar to you at all?
Nope.
Shmaya.
Shmaya? Well, I can translate this, but
okay. That's what you need to do.
Isn't arka another form of ara, earth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the heaven.
The same word.
Yeah. So they did not make the heavens or the earth, and the earth, whichever.
Are you frozen? You're not moving.
Huh?
Are you frozen?
Am I?
I hear you now.
I shouldn't be frozen. My internet
connection. No, I hear you now. You're fine.
Okay, so they did not make the heavens or the earth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Shmaya v'alcha are the objects, right? And avadu is tricksy because it looks like the cognate of la'avod in Hebrew, which is to work or to serve, but here it means to do or make. And that's what it means consistently in Aramaic. So the heavens and the earth, they did not make. Number 2, Hoshea. Did you work through these already?
No, not yet. I had a hard time in identifying the suffixes. And then
you will allow me 1 second to correct this mistake because this is more glaring than the one earlier.
When I read it by myself, I'm quite confused. But when we are discussing here,
that's how I feel when I'm doing that. When I'm looking at the sentences by myself, I'm like, oh, that's a pain. And then whenever we talk about it, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. Vedaniel al ube min malka. So, and Daniel entered and to seek and sought from the king. And sought.
Yeah, I thought that I was making a correction, but it says be'ah.
Be'ah.
So I must have made a mistake before when I thought it was be'e.
Abia. And sought from the king.
I thought that be'e was one of those the E class ones. Because we sought. Did you see that somewhere? Was I just making things up in my brain? Be'o, be'ena, be'ah. All right. It is supposed to apparently be be'ah, not be'e. So I'll fix it again, back to what it was. Hate being precise like this. Okay, and we are back at it. So if you want to read it again, that's good.
Okay.
Because it's good
Yeah.
to read it correctly.
Vedaniel al Uvea, oops, min Uvea min Malka. And Daniel went in and sought from the king. And
Could be he asked from the king also.
he asked from the king, or he requested something.
Yeah. Maybe we'll make it a complete phrase and say he made a request from the
He
king.
made a request.
Dain Daniel Levitea Zal. Then Daniel to his house went. Daniel went to his house. Yay. Ooh, Jonathan gets a long one.
Yes. I like long ones. That's what he said. Or she said. Bedain Malka Nebuchadnezzar Nafal Anpohi Daniel Sigid. So then Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his, is it hands?
His face.
Okay.
Anpohi.
It's like it reversed the letters or something. Yeah, Anpohi and Daniel did something. Sigid, what was that again?
And to Daniel,
Bow down.
bowed down.
Okay.
He bowed down to Daniel. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
To Daniel, he bowed.
Yes.
All right, number 5.
Okay. Ant Malka Shamta.
Oh, Samta. Sorry, my mistake on that one. I hate this, making mistakes. I hate it. It drives me nuts. Let's fix it.
That's number.
Okay. Samta. That's what I get when I type these things really fast and don't double check them. All right,
But
there
at least you can type very fast. Again, Ant Malka Samta Tem. Okay. Anta. He answered. No. And the king answered.
Where's answer?
Samta. I forgot Samta. Sorry? Ant is what? Change? I don't know Samta. I forgot it.
Samta is lasim, to put.
To put. Oh my vocabulary is not catching up. Means. Oh my. Sorry. You. Are you O king? Ah, you O king.
Shanta to M.
Samta.
Ricky
Put.
Vakadev.
What is to M?
Oh man,
I desperately
I
need to
don't
review
know.
vocabulary
I
as
don't
well.
know.
It's well, I know it only because in the book of Ezra they use it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Whenever remember the people were in exile in Babylon, and then when they were released back home, they were given a
A
decree
decree.
to rebuild the temple.
Okay. TM.
Yeah.
Decree.
We know that Cyrus, issued them a decree to rebuild the temple.
In the, okay.
Now, of course, Ezra was before Cyrus' time. This is whenever they're just starting to build it on their own. But Ant Malka Samtatem, you, O king, issued a decree.
You O king. Should the decree.
The king is vocative here.
Yeah. I need to review my
Huh?
vocabs.
It's all right. Okay, this one's mine. Number 6. Hala guvrin tlata remena legot nura. Hala guvrin tlata. Not 3 people, 3 men. Guvrin is men. Remena we tossed, where we threw. Did we not throw 3 men legonura into the fire? Did we not
Gura.
throw 3 men into the fire? This is, of course, the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego story.
Yeah, story.
Where
Abednego. Abednego.
Abednego.
In Aramaic. Yeah.
Abednego. All right, number 7, Jonathan.
Bedaim Krev Nebuchadnezzar Litra Atun. Probably Atun.
Yeah.
So then Nebuchadnezzar approached to, I don't know.
It's like Petach or Delet.
Approached
The
towards the
entrance.
door,
The
came
entrance
towards
of
the
the
door.
Of
Yeah,
the furnace.
of the furnace. Yeah.
Atun is oven or furnace.
Yep.
Okay, number 8. Oh, shit, do you recognize these words?
Ilana di Hazaita di Reva ut if. Okay. Ilana. We. Oh no.
Ilana is a word that we recognize from Hebrew. Ilan. It's a tree.
Ilan.
Ilana is
Trade.
the tree.
I don't recognize it.
We trade. This.
Tree
Which. We trade which. Kazaita. Ata. You saw.
Yeah, the tree which
You
you saw.
Which
Oh,
saw
the tree,
which.
Yeah.
The tree. Okay. The tree
Yeah,
which you
trade.
saw. Which. Great.
Was
Becomes
great.
great.
It's a verb. This is a pal verb. Was great. And this is also a pal verb.
Tekif. Ha. Oh man, I forgot.
Do you remember the adjective takif?
Tekif.
Powerful. This is the verb.
Powerful.
Was powerful. So the tree which you saw, which was great and was powerful.
And power. The vision of Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah. You are that tree, right? Elahi shlach malachei usagar pum aryavata. Elahi, my God. Shlach, pal verb. He sent, my God sent his messenger, his angel. Malachei, this is like malacho. Vesagar in Hebrew is usagar. This is a reduced vowel. And he closed Pum Aryavata, the mouth of the lions. My God sent his angel and closed the mouth of the lions. It's Daniel in the den of lions, right? Number 10, Daniel or Jonathan, if you want to tackle that one. Sorry.
B'dayan Daryavish Malka Sam to aim. So then Darius the king issued a decree.
Yes,
Mm.
sometime. Number
Yeah.
11.
Yeah. Edayin, Shes, Batsar, Dech, Ata, Yehav, Ushaya, Di, Beit, Elaha, Di, Biru, Shes, Basar, Dech,
Okay.
Dech. What's Dech?
Dech
Shes,
is
Basar.
that. It's a demonstrative pronoun.
Ah,
Remember, Dach
that.
is feminine and Dech is masculine.
Okay, that is okay. And just Batsar, that you give Ushaya. Is this a name again or
Yes, I
No.
think so. Uzziah? Oh,
This
it's
is
not?
no. This is the foundation.
foundation?
But D here, D means of.
Belonging.
The
Belonging
foundation,
to.
the
Belonging. Okay,
foundation of the
foundation
house of God.
of the house
Oh,
of the
of the
Lord,
house. Okay.
which is in Jerusalem.
Yeah, of course, the
In
house of God means the temple of God, right?
temple. Yes, temple of God in Jerusalem.
So,
Again,
so then that Sheshbatzal
that
came
Shishbatsa came. Ata is came.
Yeah. Don't you know the expression Maranatha?
Ah, yes. Okay.
Maranatha.
Lord
So
come.
Mal is
Lord,
master. Maran means our master in
our master.
later Aramaic, like Marana. Maran, Ata.
Maranatha.
If I understand correctly, Maran, Ata, our master has come. Or it could
Maranatha.
be Marana, Ta, come our master. Like Ta is the imperative. It could be one or the other. I don't know. Anyway, 12. Kinema, this is supposed to be stressed, and so is Amarna.
Kinema.
Kinema Amarna Lachom, man Sam Lachom Te'em. This is a question word. Remember, we only had two interrogative question words. One is man and one is ma. The only ones that are in the Bible. Man means
Thus,
who and ma means what. So
what?
thus we said to them, who gave to you a decree?
The decree to
Okay,
him.
who issued the decree for you?
The decree.
Jonathan, number 13? Hmm?
Hold on a second. 1 second.
Yeah.
Where are
Vocabs.
we now? Okay, so Bezim na ata alehon tatnai pachat avar nahara rather. So is that in it? Is it? I don't know many of these words.
Means at that time, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. So at that time, he came to them.
Yeah.
He came to them, Tatnai.
That's a name.
To
Name.
is that giving?
Tatnai is a
That's
name.
not someone's name.
Okay, so Tatnai and Pachat. Avar Nahara. That's beyond the river. That's from Ezra. Over and over again, it talks about the province beyond the river. It's annoying.
Yeah.
And Pachat is the governor, right?
Yeah.
Governor
Pachat.
Pachat. Yeah.
The governor beyond the river. Yeah.
Yeah, so you memorize these words by reading and reading.
Well, we even had in I think when we were reading Nehemiah, and he wrote it in Hebrew, Ever Hanahar, Ever Hanahar, like beyond the river, Ever Hanahar. It's the same expression here in Aramaic. Ever Hanahar is Avar Nahara. It's the same expression. Number 14.
Naku.
What is
Ay, sorry.
Pidgam? In Hebrew,
Pidgama.
Pidgam means it's like an
Word.
idiom. Or a report.
Okay.
Probably here a report. Or a decree,
Words
because it's from the king. So.
Pitgama, Shelach, Malka, Al, Rehum. Okay. And the king sent the decree towards, or Al. Is this the verb Al? Or
No,
No,
you had it
it's a
right.
preposition.
towards Rehum, a place.
Rahum is a person. So
Okay.
when they came to give trouble to Ezra, who came to build the temple, right? To inspire people to build the temple or whatever. There were two people who came from Varnara that gave real problems to Ezra. One of them was Tatnai, the governor, and the other one was Rehum. No,
Rehum.
Rehum and Shimshai. Rehum was an official. They call him Be'el Te'em. And Shimshai was Safra. He was the scribe. And these two gave a lot of problems to Ezra when he was trying to build. And here we have it. Rehum Be'el Te'em v'Shimshai Safra kitabu igrach adal Yerushalem la'artachshast malka kenema. I think we determined that last week when we were reading that knema at the end of a verse doesn't need to be translated and doesn't really mean anything. It's
The
stylistic.
post-positive.
So Rehum, the official, Be'el Te'em, the one who has the order from the king, and Shimshai Safra, Shimshai the Hasofer, the scribe, wrote Ktavu, Igra Chada, one letter or a letter, Al Yerushalem, concerning Jerusalem, La'artachshast Malka, to Artaxerxes the king, Knema, thus. But we don't really need to translate Knema. All right, that is the end of our translations. We've done parsing, we've done translation. All we have left is to do reading from the book of Daniel. We're going to try to push through this and see how much time we have. We have none, but that's okay. What we have here, I'll read through the first one because this one we've already done. We did it last week. So it says, Chazeh Havet, this is the periphrastic, right? I was Havet, I was watching, or I was seeing. Adi Charsavan Ramiv, Ve'atik Yomin Yitiv, Levushe Kitlag Chivar, Usa'ar Reshe Ka'amar Nekei. Karsiyeh Shvivin, in my Bible, in this book, it has an extra yod in it. Shvivin has another yod. Shvivin Dimu Galgilohi Burtali. All right, so I was watching until thrones were thrown or were set. It's interesting. I thought that it meant to throw, but apparently it means to set up.
To set up. Mm-hmm.
And the ancient an ancient one, an ancient of days, an old person sat down. His clothing like snow, like white snow. Okay, his clothing like white snow.
Can you point where you are translating, sir?
So levushe kitlag kival, his clothing like sheleg, klag. Sheleg Lavan, like Chibar is Lavan. Use'ar Reshe, and the hair of his head, Ka'amar Nakeh, like white, like pure cotton. In Hebrew, it's Tzemer. Tzemer Amar. Tzemer Amar. Karsiye Shvivin Inu. I think this means flames. His throne is flame of fire, and its wheels fire, flaming fire. So this is interesting that we see his throne having wheels, like in Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Okay, the next verse, Jonathan, you got this one?
I can read it, but I'm not sure about translating. Nahardi Nur
What's the rule?
Naged v Nafak Min Kotamohi, or maybe Kotomohi.
There's no T. Kodamohi.
Oh, Kodamohi.
This is like the word
Elef Alpin, Yeshamashune, Voribo Rivan, Kadamohi, Yekumun, Dina Yehiv Vasifrin, Petihu.
Let's make it a little bigger and see that this word here. Hold on, why is it not going bigger on the screen? There it is. Okay, this word.
Yativ.
Oh yeah, Yativ, yeah. What did I say?
You said Yehiv.
Oh
So we
yeah,
got
Yativ.
Nahal Nur. What's Nur?
Fire.
Fire. Okay,
The river of fire?
Nur. Yeah, a river of fire. A river of fire. Naged v'nafek min kodamohi. Naged is flows.
I don't know any of these words, and I need to leave.
You have to leave.
I need to get ready for a tutoring lesson.
This is a participle, flowing and coming out from before him. Kadamohi.
Before him.
Elef
Thousand?
thousand. Huh?
Thousand, yeah.
Thousand. Yesham Shunei. The shamen is to serve in Hebrew. And
We're
it's the same
serving
here.
it.
They attend him, the Ancient of Days.
Okay.
He's got thousands of thousands serving him. 10,000s before him arise. The court was set. The Sivrin Ptichu. Sifrin are books. The books were opened.
Mm-hmm.
Court was set.
Passive.
The books opened. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen.
Okay.
I need to head out. Yeah. Okay.
Let's start the recording of the reading because we're going to finish up the reading for this.
Sounds good. Bye, Hoshea. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
I don't plan to be absent anymore. Okay.
Okay. Good. All right. See you, folks.
Bye-bye. Okay. He likes this paraphrastic a bit. I was watching.
Yeah. Even from the creatures, right? Kaze Havait, Bedayin, Minkal, Bedayin, Minkol, or Kal. Kol, voice.
It's like Hebrew kol, but in Aramaic it's kal.
Okay. Minkal, Milaya, Ravrevata, Ravrevata, Ti, Karna, Memalella, Khaze, Havit, Ad, Di, ketilat, Heveta, Behovad, Behovad, Vad, Ishma, Vihivat,
Okay.
Likedat. Okay. So, and
And there's one more word. Remember this one word, Esha.
Isha. What's that?
It's like ish in
Ah.
Hebrew, ish, fire, and the definite
Fire?
article. Isha, ha-ish.
The fire. The
So
fire.
remember that, and then we'll think of it here. Notice the ah here. The ah ending is her. It's for the beast.
Beast. Sorry. It's for the east.
For the beast.
Sorry.
Mhm.
For the
In
beast.
Hebrew, Geshem means rain.
Rain.
Geshem is rain, but here this means body. It's like
Body.
gufa, dead body. Mhm.
Okay.
So I watched at that
And
time.
and I watch at that time from the voice. That time from the voice. Field Milaya. That field Mila. Word.
Are the words.
Words.
Word.
Mila. The words. Great
You could say
words.
the sound of the of
Okay.
the great words,
Which Kerana. Which the horn. The horn. Keren.
mhm.
Which the horn. From the Malala. From the words again. Malala. From the
It's related to the word milah, but this is speak.
speak. That speak.
Malel. So,
Okay.
malel.
The boastful words, no? The great words. Which
Mhm. The
which
one
the
speaking.
horn speaking Haze. Kaze. I saw I saw from
There's
the
no really and here. There's no and in any of these places.
and I saw again
There's no and. Just I saw.
and
So I
I saw
watched.
again. I watched until
Mhm.
until which Ketilat. Oh, I don't know this. Kat,
This is a passive form. Tilat. It's from
what
the tal root, which means dying or killing. In this
killing
case, it's definitely it was killed.
was killed? Oh, and I saw
Mhm.
that it was killed.
So I
The
watched until the beast was killed.
okay, the cavat, the beast, and watch until the beast was killed, and
Mhm.
Huvad. I don't know this, sir.
I think this is related to the Hebrew avad with aleph,
Uh,
and
Aleph.
this would be a hufa form, meaning was
Okay. Serve
destroyed.
was destroyed. That the okay, and was destroyed. The body that you said, no?
It, its
But
body, its body
its
was
body
destroyed.
was destroyed, and Vehivat. Hivat. Again from the Hofal. It's
No,
again the destroyed.
this is Pe'il, Pe'il from
Veil.
Yahav.
But
Yahav means he gave.
from Yahab. And it gave to
So this is Pe'il, which is it's passive. It means and it was given. That
was
is
given.
the beast body, right? It was given
And it was
to
given
the
to
of
the fire. The ash there.
burning of the fire.
Esha, fire. Okay. So
Yeah,
it
it was
was
given to the
cremated.
burning of the fire. All right, go
Vocabs,
to make it.
vocabs. I need my vocabs.
All right, here we go. ושעה חיבתה הדיב שולטנהון וערכה וחיים יחיבת יחון עד זמן ועידן. And the rest of the beasts, Hediv Shultanhon means that their dominion was taken away. They took away their dominion, and extension in life was given to them until a time and a season.
Okay. Uh,
In other words,
extension.
they were allowed to live a little longer.
Okay.
That's the idea. Like that beast
Kaze.
was killed and was given to the flame, but they were allowed to live longer.
Oh, yeah. But dominion was taken from him, from the. Okay.
Yeah.
Sige, let's see. Haze haveit behezve leilea va'aru im anane shemaya kevar enosh enosh or enosh
In the,
ate
in us.
enosh ate hava ve'ad
So this
at
is another paraphrastic expression, right? Ate hava.
ate
Hava
hava
is the verb. He
verb
was, and ate is the verb, is the participle coming. So he
coming
was
is
coming.
coming. Okay. Ate hava ve'ad atik yumaya meta
Meta is like higia in Hebrew. Higia. He arrived.
he arrived. Okay.
It'd probably be he it's from the word reaching, but it probably means he approached, probably.
Is that a participle or no of ata? No.
No, this is a peal form.
Pel.
Ve'ada
Peal form. Okay.
tikkumayat meta.
Meta. Uk damohi hakrebo hi. Okay. Sige. And I watched because they until of the night,
I
and
watched
I watch in a
him
vision of a night,
vision.
vision of the night, in the night, yeah.
Yeah, the
I
night
watched in
visions.
the night vision. So that does this mean this is another vision or okay?
So
The
it's
arrow,
continuation of the same vision.
okay. Arrow im anane. It's a in my eyes, right? With eyes, but I don't remember arrow. No,
Aru means behold,
behold,
and im ananeshmaya.
um, heaven,
Ananeshmaya.
clouds of heaven.
Yeah.
In the clouds of heaven, yeah, anan. Yes, sorry. And in the with the clouds of heaven, kevar.
Ke is a prefix. Val
Like
and
son,
Val and
like son of man. Oh, this is
like a son
the
of man.
part, like a son of man.
It means somewhat. It means now this one looks human. Like it
Yeah,
says, like a son of man.
like
It means looking human,
looking
appearing.
human, like a son of man. Ate, like ata, appearing or coming,
Ate means
coming,
coming.
coming. Hava. This is to be verb, no?
Yeah, hava was.
Yeah, was coming, and until atik. I don't recognize this.
Not until, but up to. Up to Atikyoma. Atikyomaya. Atikyomaya is the ancient of days. It means the really old man.
Yeah, the
Atikyomaya
Atikyomaya.
is a really old man.
Atikyomaya, meta coming, again meta coming, vekedamohi. Is this east? Kedam?
It's related to the word for east, but it means before.
Before.
This is
Before him.
the third way that we've seen this pointed. We've seen it kodamohi with a chataf kamats in the first syllable. We've seen full kamats where it's kadamohi, and now we see kadamohi where it's shaba. That's really weird.
Yeah. Before Hakeravohi. Kerev is west. Sword? Sword? I'm sorry. No.
Lakev is to bring close. They brought him close before him.
Clothes. So this is a verb form, the Hakerevohi.
It's like a hifil, but they call it haf el. It's like a hefil of the word karov, close.
Clothes. Yes.
Takrevuhi, they brought him close.
Clothes.
Okay,
Before
so
him.
בחצבי ליליה, והוא עם ענני שמיה, כבר נש התהבה. ועתיק יומיה מתה, וקדמו היא הקרבוהי. So I was watching in the night vision, and behold, with the clouds of heaven, like a son of man was coming, and he was reaching, or he was coming toward the ancient one, and they brought him close to him.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and the last verse in the vision.
Oh, wow, we finished it.
Yeah, this is the last verse in the vision. V'lei yehid shaltan v'kar u'malchu v'chol amamaya umaya v'lishanaya leil yiflechum. Sholtanei sholtan olam dila yedei u'malchutei dila titchabal. This word we use lechabel is to be terrorist.
Kaval.
But in this case, it means to be destroyed. So
Kaval.
to him will be given dominion, and I guess Yakal is like honor, if I remember correctly, and kingship, reign, and all the peoples,
And all the
Amaya,
peoples.
Umaya,
The
nations,
peoples, yeah. Nations.
all peoples, nations, Vilishanaya, and tongues, to him will
To him.
worship.
Fall. Worship.
His dominion is an everlasting dominion, Sultan Olam, which will not be taken away. That's we saw that one before, that they took away the power of the kingdoms.
Yeah. So this is a contrast of 12.
Yeah, his kingdom will not be taken away, and his kingdom, which will not be destroyed.
Right. Hevel. Chaval.
And so that is the totality of the end of Daniel's vision. We're not getting into the interpretation of it because we're more interested in the words than in the
words.
So I'm not sure where we'll go next in our reading, but that's where we've gone to so far. Any questions or issues that you'd like to work through real quick before we close up?
Yeah, again, the vocabs, the vocabs, and identifying them as they appear.
Yeah.
And the forms.
I think generally, if you just sit and read it a lot, like read it many times, the text of the Bible,
yes, that's
the
the
word
thing.
kind of just sits in your head.
Yeah, inductive vocab learning.
Yeah. Instead of trying to remember a list, just read the verses again and again.
Yeah.
All right. I think the grammar book is starting to lead us toward Ezra because the translation sentences this week had a lot of stuff about Tatnai and Shimshai and Rehum and the letter that they wrote to Artaxerxes and all of that. So we'll probably go into Ezra next.
Okay.
For next week. All right. Cool. I'm going to end the recording and we'll see.
Thank you.
Are you ready for Hebrew?
Yes, see you at 7. Yeah, Ruth 3.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.